Good evening. Next, we will do you a brief presentation of the choice of scaling techniques for market research. Our group is made up of Maria Fernanda Duarte, Lady Chaparro, and Marlon Moya. Choice of scaling techniques. The purpose of scaling in qualitative that use rules that allow them to assign numbers to the qualities of numbers or events. Scaling replaces quality observations made on those attributes with numerical values according to previously established rules, whether determinists or probabilists, to a scaling model. A scaling method can be used for three different purposes: one, to test hypotheses; two, to describe the structure of the data; and three, to develop a scale of measured in an applied research field. In addition, scaling models can be used to clean people, stimuli, or both, depending on the objective purpose. We will use one scaling method or another. As a general rule, the use of scaling techniques that produce the highest possible level of information in a given situation will allow the use of wide variety of statistics analysis. In addition, regardless of the type of scale used, this will allow a more accurate measurement than a single rate scale. The scaling techniques that are usually used in market research and caliph of comparative and non-comparative scales. Comparative scales involve direct comparison on the stimulus subjects. For example, respondents may be asked if they prefer Coca-Cola or Pepsi.
Comparison of scaling techniques. A scale of reason. A reason scale has all the properties of the nominal, ordinal, and interval scale. In addition to and is above 0 point, therefore on reason scale it possible to identify or classify objects. Here system and by interval or difference. Some common examples of the scale of reason include height, width, age of time, and money. Interval scale. On an interval scale, numerically equal design on the scale represent equal values in the measured characteristic. It is a scale where numbers are used to qualify objects so that numerically equivalent distance on the scale represents an equivalent distance in the measuring characteristics. Comparative scaling techniques. Basic measurement scale. Ordinal scale. An ordinal scale is a classification scale where numbers are assigned to objects to indicate their relative magnitude and width they have a characteristic. An ordinal scale allows you to determine if object has more or less of characteristics than any other objects. Measure and scale. Basic and comparative scale. Nominal scale. A nominal scale is a figurative label scheme in which numbers only serve as labels to identify and classify objects. In market research, nominal scales are used to identify respondent brands attributes, store, and other objects.
Climbing by order ranges. I watch several objects and represent at the same time to respondents and escape to order or classify them according to certain criteria. General preference. Pirate comparison scaling. As the name suggests, the peer comparison scaling shows the respondent to objects and sky to choose one according to certain criteria. The data obtained are of an ordinary nature. Scaling involves the creation of a continuum on which the measured objects are located. In market research, numbers are usually assigned for the one two reasons. First, the number allows a spatial analysis of the data obtained. Second, the numbers facilitate the communications of the rules and the measuring results. Measurements means assigns numbers or of the symbols to objects characteristics according to certain present rules. Therefore, we do not measure consumers but their perception, attitudes, preference, or other relevant characteristics. Measuring as and scaling, constant sum scaling. In the constant sum scaling, respondents distribute a constant sum of units among a set of stimulus objects with respect to measuring and scaling. Constant sum scaling. In the constant sum scaling, respondents distribute a constant sum of the units among a set of stimulus objects with respect a criterion. Q classifications and order procedures. Q classification scaling was developed to make a quick distinctions between a relative large number of objects. This Q classification, Q classifications and order procedures. Q classification scaling was developed to make a weak decisions between a relatively large number of objects. This technique uses an order range procedure where objects are classified into states based on their similarity to certain criteria. Thank you very much.